All right, everybody. Welcome back for whoever actually does come and watch. And for everybody who's been dislike bombing the last videos, welcome.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Yeah. So this week it's chapter 997. Flames.
Yeah, some good stuff. Yeah, a raccoon dog is what they like to call it in Viz's terms.
Yeah, they never want to do Tanuki, right?
Call it Tanuki, bro. What the fuck's up with that? But this cover's funny.
Yeah,
I
it's a
think it's
good one.
cute.
Yeah, I think this covers some pretty good foreshadowing to what's to come in the chapter.
Zoro doesn't fight any enemies; he just fights Sanji? Question mark.
Question mark?
Yeah.
Potentially? Yeah.
Yo, Evan, what's up, man? Okay, yeah. So that one's good. Yeah, I mean, not much else to say. It's just a funny one. Although it does also confirm Sanjay's
Shut the
fourth
fuck
position
up.
career
Shut
achievement.
the fuck up. Oh, you're such a fucking twat, dude. Holy shit. All right, next page. Third floor of the castle. Honestly, when I first saw this page, I thought it was Orochi at first because of the stature of the dude in the shadows. It was like, holy shit, no fucking way is he back, bro.
Yeah, I thought so too. Yeah, definitely.
Intentional?
And this is what he would do as well, like 100%.
Yeah, exactly.
You just
Intentional question mark? Oda foreshadowing Orochi's return?
Definitely not. Orochi's gonna be running away. He's not gonna waste his time on a lady.
True.
yeah, probably not. It just would be
Unless he
something.
snatches one on the way out.
It'd be something he'd do, like if it weren't the situation that it is.
Yeah,
But it is. So,
I agree.
yeah. But yeah, for a split second, I thought it was. Yeah, welcome back, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
split second, I thought it was him too. And Sanji's like, I love how he's. It's like a famous sexual harassment technique. He's like, oh,
He's well versed.
yeah, dude. He just knows all the fucking ways to sexually harass people. Like, okay.
All right, that's not what he.
I
You
don't
always,
know, man.
you always gotta put things in such a shitty.
I mean,
perspective.
Red, come on, man. He was the one who, of like all the devil fruits, he knew of one specific one that he wanted.
Yeah, but he's not sexually harassing people. He's just witnessing them.
I don't know, man.
Oh, he just knows the technique.
He's
by
even
heart.
preventing someone from sexually harassing. Obviously, he's not.
Oh,
like,
not here. I just
interested in
mean,
those things.
I
Yeah,
just mean in
but
general. Yeah.
but yeah, I think it's cool that Sanji does the thing where he protects the woman, but then he gets trapped by it and stuff.
But like the best part has to be that he goes and describes the technique in detail too.
Yeah, but there were also I saw like in discussions when the chapter released and stuff like that, and even people predicting it, saying that it would be this exact technique. So I think it actually is genuinely famous, and for some reason,
Yeah,
even
it
like members
is.
of the server know about it. Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is actually a famous like depiction of how this stuff goes and plays and stuff like that.
Yeah, I had no clue about it, but that's cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is funny. It's a nice little nod. I guess for English readers, they find it to be cool. Japanese people, it's just kind of par for the course, I guess. But
Yeah,
Now,
but yeah. So do we? He gets trapped in a little web. You know what I'm saying? Do we think that is Black Maria's web?
I was just about to bring that up. Yeah, I think
Um,
so.
I think it will be.
I think it's likely.
her name is just it's like Black Widow or something, right? Like it.
Yeah, it's too fitting. It's
Yeah.
way
does.
too fitting.
I had the idea of like one of the gifters having like a spider's abdomen or something on their finger or some shit like that. Because you know how I've always talked about we've always talked about it, like how the only insect zoans we've seen besides that one marine doesn't have named fruit and he looks like a spider.
Onigumo.
Besides him, the only insect zones we've seen have been like actual size insects, basically.
No, the armored corpse has like
Well, those are
multiple
gifters.
insects.
Those are gifters. I mean,
Oh
of
wait,
like
what did you?
of
what
like
did you call it?
act
Yeah.
of actual zoans, the only ones we've seen are like the Tontara, right? And-
Actual zone. Okay.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe a
Well,
gifter has
But
like,
the Tintana are also just like small, you know.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, like we
Yeah.
haven't seen like if like Black Maria is huge, right? So if she has a spider Zoan, like assuming she has a Zoan, what does that look like, right? Like, does it?
I mean,
it's like a question we've always had. Like, is it gonna actually be like a giant spider, or is it gonna be the size of the actual animal, or does she just use a hybrid of
Well,
some kind? I don't
I'm
know.
sure it'll. I mean, I'm sure. Personally, I think it'll just be the size like of Black Maria herself. It'll just be her turning into it normally. That's
Yeah, I don't think she'll increase in size, but the only zone in this series who's decreased with their fruit is Chopper.
yeah, like the human one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
So I think just be like that one spider Shelob from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, super big.
Yeah, I think it'll be
Yeah.
a big one, big bitch
Yeah, the web is
with,
huge.
with a fat ass. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah.
That abdomen, baby. All right. But then they twirl around, hit Sanji, yada yada.
I just love
Tie him
the
up.
attack name.
Naughty trap, yeah.
Naughty Trap. In the fan scans, it was even funnier. It was something like it was like my lord Trap or something, dude.
Yeah,
that shit
something like
fucking made
that.
me laugh.
It was pretty funny.
Yeah, poor
And
Sanji.
then they talk about him being a big time, you know, it's because Sanji's big. You know what I'm saying?
First
yeah.
fucking time in the in the raid that someone's referencing as a big time.
Yeah, I love it, and they're like demeaning him too, like as they say that. Oh, you're big time.
I want to address this at some point. I'm gonna address this. Okay, I'm addressing it now. I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit. So this happened last time when Jinbei at first showed up to help Luffy as well, and you guys were like, "Oh, I love how Luffy's listening to Jinbei and he was ignoring Sanji." But then Jinbei, literally a panel later, you see Luffy kicking when Jinbei and Sanji were telling him not to fight, yada yada. He's not listening to Jinbei. Jinbei's just helping him as well now. You know,
I don't recall any of
y'all
that.
are. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Holy shit, it's going in chat, baby.
Man,
Oh.
why are you so
I mean-
triggered, man?
It's,
I mean,
it's so
I'm
annoying. You
saying-
guys are saying things that didn't happen. It's so fucking
Poor
dog
s-
shit stupid.
Poor
I'm saying there
Sanji.
is a clear running joke here,
There isn't.
not that Luffy
There
listened-
isn't.
Yeah, I
a
think
clear
it
running
is.
joke.
I
Listen-
think it's very clear.
but Sanji getting recognized by the crew, there's a clear running joke.
Oh my fucking god! Hold on. I have the page. I think. Do I? Yeah, I do. Literally right here. Pull it up. Post it in chat.
Where is it?
This is the right side is where Jinbei first shows up. There Luffy is kicking behind his back, baby. Fucking pieces of shit.
It's,
But
it
like that
doesn't- it
entire
doesn't-
chapter, you guys were like, "Oh, Luffy immediately started listening as soon as Jinbei showed up."
No, it wasn't about that. It wasn't about that.
No, it was. It was. You said,
It
you
wasn't
said Luffy
just
was
about
stop
that.
fighting.
It was not just about that.
It was mostly about how all the Smile users were like hyping up Jinbei and Luffy, and we're like, oh, who cares about Black Lake Sanji?
Yeah, dude. Like Sanji was like, "What about me?" And then
I think that's reasonable though, because like Jinbei was a warlord. He has a huge reputation. Luffy has a huge reputation. I think that's understandable. Yeah.
well, this is
Yeah,
much.
it is
So
actually
they also
reasonable,
don't know that.
but
They
that's
also
the
don't know that.
running joke.
They also don't know that Jinbei is part of Luffy's crew yet, really.
Yeah,
So
maybe not.
they're like, why is Jinbei also here with Luffy? That's crazy. That
Yeah,
Jinbei is But yeah, all that stuff.
It's-
I just want to
it's that
say,
guy is
that you guys are putting way too much weight on this fucking quote unquote run and joke thing.
I think.
bullshit.
Well, I think
It's just a joke.
over the last like chapters with Sanji, he's had like little gags and stuff like that, and I think what it's building up to is basically it's building up. He's being humiliated like very slightly. Okay, Red, and like majorly this chapter. But I mean, then when he actually comes out and does what he's gonna do, it's gonna be great, right?
I liked his moment this chapter. Everyone's just always so fucking. Oh my god.
Oh, it's just funny.
like
man.
he
So-
comes
so
out he
offended.
comes out and like selflessly tries to help someone, trusting that they were actually being harassed, and then he gets trapped for it. But like that's such a Sanji. Like I respect that. That's why I like Sanji. You know. And the next chapter of the chapter after, he's probably just gonna use fucking Diablo Jambe and burn through the webs or some shit. Like it's fine. We're Gucci.
Nah, he's not moving.
You don't think he's moving? I don't think he's gonna kick Black Maria, but I think he's gonna get out of the
I
web
mean,
pretty
there has
easily.
to be,
No,
there
I mean,
has to
like,
be some point to
choice.
him
I
coming
think he
here,
wants
though.
to just sit there in her lap. Like I can see next chapter, she's just fake pampering him to keep him there out of the fight. You know,
I don't agree, but we'll see.
What were you saying, Adam?
kind of like a Khalifa at Enies Lobby. You remember?
But that's not what happened with
So-
Khalifa.
Well, they had that whole little tea party first, and he kept trying to get away, and it just
Mhm.
never worked.
I think fine. I think he'll get away.
Untie me. You want the truth? The truth is, I love you.
I love you. My boy Sanji. Always chasing tail or abdomen in this case, baby.
Okay, dude.
Hey,
That's
I'm
great.
gonna throw it out there. Black Maria's hair with her horns, like the hair ornaments.
Look like spider
I
silk.
mean, yeah, spider web or spider legs rather.
Yeah, it does kinda look
Legs.
like that.
Like with the horns and then the ornaments in her hair all together. It's like 8 limbs. I don't know. It might be a stretch, but it feels like it to me.
And I guess it would be a if you count
Yeah, it
them.
looks.
Yeah.
It looks a little bit reminiscent. I think.
I thought you were talking that her hair looked like spider silk or some shit.
I don't. Yeah. That's,
Yeah, you could say that too.
Yeah.
I like that.
They'll probably call her
I love
like
how-
the demon spider of water or some shit.
I love how her room is like filled with that smoke too. It's gonna be. It's like the stylized smoke. I find that to be cool.
Gosh, I thought that was wallpaper.
What I'm wondering
Also-
is No, Adam, you good? You good?
Oh, Saru Hebi, it makes her reappearance. We last saw her back in like the beginning of Wano when she was teaching some kids about, and they were like mocking Odin style or whatever.
Sorry, who's Saru Hebi and why should I know them?
The snake neck.
She was a snake
Oh.
neck of Smile.
The one with the white horns. Or no?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yep.
she's one of the ones that punches
Oh,
Sanji
I
in
didn't
the
even
chapter,
notice her.
or kicks her. She kicks Sanji
Oh, so
along with the guy.
are you sure?
Yeah,
If that even is a guy, I can't. I think it's
Well,
not.
no. So I think it is because hairy legs. But
Oh
but yeah,
right,
so,
yeah. Someone pointed that out to me. I forgot.
So yeah, it was me. so the one that kicks him is actually the like one with the flower in her hair, and then the long neck woman I think comes over afterwards and starts.
no, they're
kicking.
the same. No, it's Saru Hebi. It's the one with the flower in her hair.
Oh really? Okay. She doesn't look
Yeah.
like she's a long neck to me, but maybe she does.
No, that's
the
because she
gifter.
can-
She
she
can
can-
activate it.
Yeah, she can control it.
What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
one of those
Yeah,
Yeah,
rare-
she's a
What
yeah,
is-
she's a
what is
snake
this?
eater that can control it.
What the fuck? All right, cool. I like that.
Evan said we'd also seen the other horn woman in chapter 90, and I do remember her as well.
Yeah, I
now that you
recognize
said
her
that.
more than Saru Hebi. That's why I thought you were talking about her, to be honest.
I didn't remember that she was shown actually, but now I do. So that's another interesting one. So these are like Black Maria's direct subordinates, which is I find that really interesting that like a school teacher was just with Black Maria.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess that makes sense. Got to get the education system corrupted as well. Very important in taking over a country.
So
course.
weird thing, Saru Hebi doesn't have horns in Wano or in like half this chapter, but then she does when she's standing next to Black Maria.
Does she? Oh, she does. You're right.
That can just be a fucking art error.
I think it is just an art error.
But that's like the first and only, yeah, I guess having horns there has to be. Like that's the first panel she's had horns, and she's been in a couple of chapters now.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just an art error. Oda does that a lot. I don't think it's like some very special thing specific to her. I doubt she's gonna be that relevant, to be honest.
No, it was just a weird little one of those weird little details.
Yeah, I feel that.
By the way, how do you think that guy's teeth got so black? What did he do? Did he just not brush, or what's the deal there?
He was eating some toad oil, bro.
Yeah. All right. Yeah.
He doesn't smoke cigarettes; he just chews them.
It's weird because like his teeth have like the white outlines though too. It's fucking creepy looking. Super fucking weird. It's like skeleton
I would
teeth.
like to point out It looks like 3 people are hanging right behind Black Maria.
Right.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yeah, I think those are people captured by the web somehow.
By the naughty trap or the oh my lord trap.
Yeah.
So, and I actually hope that they're like hung to death over there. Just to make
Oh,
it
you
real
hope.
fucking dark. Yeah,
I feel you
you
though, I
know
feel
what
you.
I mean.
I think it's gonna be something like that. I doubt they're actually like dead, to be honest, but we'll see. They might be getting
Lost that.
tortured currently. Something like that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we can probably move on though.
Yeah,
Where'd
indeed.
Sanji go? He rushed off with the
The
ferocious look.
greatest fucking. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
No, yeah, and then we see some fucking more awesome gifter designs.
Yeah, they're cool. I like
The
them.
biggest mystery in all of Wano so far is who this lady growing out of a gorilla's abdomen was. And it's
Okay.
being solved.
I actually have a huge fucking flaw with this part of the chapter. All right, bananas don't have crumbs, bro. There's no such thing as banana crumbs. It doesn't crumble off. It's like it mushes together. You know? Why are there banana crumbs falling on her head?
It's a really stale banana.
It's gotta be.
Yeah,
There's no
maybe
option.
maybe he's
Disgusting to
also
think.
sort of dumb and also biting into the peel also.
That would be funny, but it's all peeled back, so no.
The peels also aren't crumbly though. They're like celery.
Yeah, it's very inconsistent.
It's not
gotta
crumbles.
say.
It's not crumbles. It's banana bits. Okay, so it's fine, man.
Oh, true. They're different, right?
You have to like go out of your way to drop banana bits from your mouth. while
You'd
you're
have to
eating
like
them,
pull them out individually and like throw them down.
Well, I mean, if you're mushing, if you're just chewing and then it like it's falling out of your mouth, then yeah, that would happen.
It shouldn't fall out of your mouth. You'd have to because it sticks together. It
Oh
in a
my
lump, you know.
So,
Okay,
more importantly,
Poker's cooler.
is this the first repeated smile that we've seen, or is this like?
What?
We've seen
No,
several
not at all.
wolf zones or smiles.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
we
no,
can
but they
assume
could have been like
gorilla
they could have been
punch.
sort of different though. Yeah, like this was like listed as the exact same animal as
Yeah.
gorilla.
Nah.
So, and they're both headliners. So it's like,
And I respect your love for this gorilla, but I've got to say, Poker's my favorite, man.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah,
really want.
Poker's better.
I hope the anime fucking gives Poker a fight or something because I actually
Oh
like
my
his design a
God,
lot.
You guys are so cringe. Why doesn't he just come back later in the manga? You know?
I mean,
Yeah, like
they
that.
literally
Who
don't
he's
even.
gonna fight?
He literally
he'll
d-
do something, but
doesn't
I mean,
even see Luffy though.
Yeah, Luffy and
He'll just go
Jinbei
up
managed to
the
go on ahead,
stairs.
but that doesn't mean that every other character in the entire alliance does. You know? I mean, they're probably the only ones that will take that shortcut. I doubt everyone else will. But yeah, I think it's funny. I like it. Cool guy.
You know what's great though is this man is for real confident enough that he saw 1.5 billion and thought, "I got this."
Hey man, respect. He's saying he's good enough to be a headliner. You know what I'm saying?
he's good enough to be a Toby
A
Roppo,
flying
dude.
six.
Yeah,
No, yeah. My bad.
yeah.
Okay.
I also thought
He is a headliner.
thought it was interesting that the samurai from Udon made a fucking ladder. Like they actually, it seems like they made this ladder.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
they did.
They call it a handmade ladder. It's a shoots and ladders reference. That's or snakes and ladders, I guess.
Is it?
you think so? That might be a little
I
looking
think
into
so.
it.
Maybe a bit of a
They
stretch.
dodged the rattlesnake up the ladder instead. I don't know, man.
Interesting.
Yeah, well,
And I just love how they're sitting in empty, not even like other people fighting, just a straight up empty hallway waiting.
Yeah, and then they're just like, "Where are they?" Haha, debated. Yeah. Good moment though. Funny moment. Didn't need to be done. They could have just ran to the fourth floor, but they found an interesting way for them to get there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd say we move on to the next part though, because that's the big juicy stuff.
Big Mom is
Oh.
just literally going to be at the roof, like right now. She's on the roof, like
Yeah,
basically.
She's
And
there.
I love that. I guess it's a matter of like when she's shown next, but I'm glad that it was no bullshit. She was just like, yeah, I'm going up to Kaido, and it wasn't like dragged out. Of course she's flying. She's going straight there. No one's gonna be able to stop her. So she just goes up to the roof. instantly.
Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
it's dope.
One little subtle thing that I actually didn't even notice until now is you can see exactly what's falling down.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't see
Yeah.
exactly
You
what's
see a
falling
black
down.
speck falling down, and it literally has like a fucking bubble directly
Trail and
aimed
everything.
at it.
And
Yeah.
then you hear the thwud.
Yeah.
See, I never noticed that before when I first read
Speed
this.
reader, disgusting. But yeah, I actually had to go back after they said the arm thing and check to see if it actually was. It
Yeah,
was
I just
there.
thought it was just rubble for a second. I'm
Yeah,
like,
so did I.
stop falling.
Yeah,
I was like, why is Zoro like surprised that Rebel's falling? I don't understand. But yeah, after
it's
the arm was
because of
shown.
the crack there.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so Zoro gets pissed. He gets big pissed. You can see already that Brook is holding like a flame next to Chopper before they even announce the thing. So he's already like preventing it and whatever.
Which is a great little hint there too, honestly.
Yep. Show it a little earlier in the chapter. Give people some good eyesight, you know, to notice it. And then we see Zoro no looking, slashing some dude behind his back, and then the big stuff happens.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
big
big
thing
stuff.
that all the Zoro fans are really happy about.
I love how Queen is just like he's like laughing and crying. He's like the joy emoji. He's like, better run, Apu.
He's laughing so hard he's crying. This
Yeah.
fucking dude.
It's so
Yeah.
funny, man.
But Apu's handling Drake, yada yada. Zoro does his little stance, and then he goes through and slashes dude. I think a lot of people are like he one shot Apu. I don't think Apu's one shot. I just think it was enough to toss the thing out of his hand. He's
Yeah.
probably gonna be up
Yeah.
again.
I
Chapter
agree.
Apple will be back.
three. Yeah.
Apple got
He's got
smashed
some-
by
he's got some
Kid, and
content
now he got
finish
sliced by
business.
Zoro.
Yeah.
It was
he's
a
definitely
no named attack, dude. Demolished.
But yeah.
I mean, obviously,
I like
yeah. We don't even have to.
about
I was just gonna say we don't have to really even dwell on it, but yeah, it's not
we
like
don't.
it's like he was he was fighting somebody else and then he got cut, so it's like
We don't, and I think it's a sick moment for Zoro. But I do want to mention that this is an Apu who's literally said, "Enough of you, Drake." Is handling Drake one-on-one at the moment, and then Zoro comes in out of nowhere.
Yeah, Drake
Um,
was. I mean, Apu was about to fucking whoop Drake, and then Zoro was like, "Nah, I'm gonna save you, Drake," and that's what happened.
what I'm mainly saying is
Alright,
that
let's calm down.
is that it's basically like a sucker punch. In the
I don't
sense
know
that-
about all that.
I mean, it is.
Zoro
It
is
is.
I mean,
taking
it's the-
advantage of an
The
opening.
exact
Yeah,
same
it
thing as when
was.
Killer fucking hits Zoro. Yukimaru was distracting him, and now this is like the exact same thing. So.
But Zoro fans will not go with that argument again this time because it goes against their favorite character, you know?
Of course.
Oh
my god.
Yeah. But yeah, all that good
This
stuff.
is a
I don't
battlefield,
fucking
though.
like
This
that.
is a battlefield. It's different.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, and Apu already proved that he could handle Drake and Zoro just fine for a good while. Like,
Yeah.
it's
He was
Yeah,
handling the
But
whole war
because
for a while.
Zoro is off on his own, like and now it's a sucker punch, it makes it different, I guess.
Yeah, Okiku had to power him up first before he could.
Yeah, give him the old Okama power up.
Wrong character. Wrong character.
all right,
Yeah,
calm
whoops.
down, Zolo. So one thing I do like about that whole thing though is Drake's shock at it happening.
hmm
Like he didn't expect someone to just swoop in and finish his whole little fight there.
Yeah, he probably was underestimating Zoro a bit too. So cool to see.
I figured he was just kind of pissed that Zoro did it and stole it from him. Honestly,
Oh, pissed? I mean, he looks more surprised than pissed, but yeah, maybe.
like a little half and half, like shocked that it happened, but also disappointed that he didn't do it. You know?
Yeah, maybe. Maybe
Maybe.
not. I don't know.
I don't agree,
He,
but
he
maybe.
did say earlier that he always hated Apu, so maybe he wanted
Yeah.
it, but feels
That's
like he
cool.
was just like in
Yeah.
the middle of attacking, so then it's like, oh shit, what the hell? Okay.
Now,
And everyone was just shocked that someone cut Apu down too.
yeah, everyone's
do-
freaking out in the next. Well, they're shocked that he got cut down.
I
Not
do
like-
just love like Zoro didn't even say he didn't say anything. Like we have like
Mhm.
3 pages of Zoro
reacting.
just reacting and saying nothing, and then he just cuts down Apu afterwards and grabs
Yeah.
the antidote, which was fucking badass.
Now that's a cool moment. Sick as fuck, you know. But my favorite Zoro moment is actually the next page, where his interaction with Chopper there, after he
Yeah,
after he gets
Chopper,
it and like
Chopper's
hands it over to
Zoro
Chopper.
moments are so good.
Oh yeah, we love
Well,
those.
I just like when like I liked Zoro a lot more like early Alabasta-ish area, you know, when he was like more keen to smiling and like laughing at Luffy's jokes and stuff like that. But like he doesn't do that anymore, so it's nice to see him like have a smile on his face and like happily handing over something to someone instead of just being stoic and whatnot.
He smiled. He
I like
smiled
that.
earlier
Yeah.
in this arc too, man.
He smiled when he met Luffy, and then he smiled now, but it's so infrequent compared to how it used to be.
and he smiled
is
when
what
he
I'm
got
saying.
the booze, and he smiled when he
Oh
was
my
forced
God.
to by the villagers.
When he was forced to by the village. No, but you know exactly what I mean. He's a lot more stoic
you
than he
know,
once was.
He's restored.
I do want to add on to that too. He almost never compliments the crew anymore either, and it's really nice to see.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, Zoro and Chopper always had
full
like
on
that big,
without question
big
backing
bro,
him
little
up,
bro,
too.
like.
I know, like
It's
when fucking
great.
Chopper got fucked up in Skypia, and then Zoro was
Oh
like,
yeah.
yeah, and then that was, so it's like sort of like this moment. They just
Z-
always have those kind of moments.
Yeah, I do love him, man. Zoro's always looking out for Chopper, but it's also it's not just looking out. Nah, it's like a mutual respect. He's like, ah, yeah, you got this, bro.
Yep.
But then at
But
the
it-
same time, what he said was, he then instantly disses Chopper because he's like, oh, I didn't come to this island to waste time on a bunch of nonsense. Chopper, deal with that. No, jokes aside though. Yeah.
Yeah,
Chopper's taking care of that, and he's pissed at Queen.
I like that Chopper's gonna save friend and foe though. That's good.
Yeah,
Um,
it's Chopper is just he's having a good moment here.
I
like
love the Chopper Brook interactions that are just continuing. Like that's his partner now, honestly, in the crew. Brook is always there helping him. I love
Yeah,
that.
they were together on the ship fighting Paraspero and yada yada, and all them Paraspero and Katakuri's like troops that were coming out of the mirror or whatever.
They even Dressrosa, Chopper, and Brooke were fighting the art lady as well.
Yeah, well, and
Nami.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, but who cares about her?
I do. All right,
yeah, watch yourself. How dare you? No, just playing.
exactly. No, you're not playing. This is serious. All right.
Yeah,
Moving on.
yeah,
though,
we'll have
moving
to
on,
move
though.
on before we get in a
Oh.
30-minute argument. Excuse me.
But yeah. So then Zoro slashes up above, and he's like, "Stupid game! I don't come all this way." Yeah. He says,
Oh,
"Meathead
wait,
stuff."
we're jumping the gun a little bit there.
Are we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Did we talk
That-
about the
I wanna
fire, the virus, and all that?
Yeah, well, sort of. We talked about how Brook has been
I
helping
guess.
keep Chopper like fire next to him. But
I
that's
mean,
about
we predicted this already, though. So
it.
it's
Yeah,
not much to dwell on besides
yeah,
pointing
but
out
also
that we were
like
right.
Chopper says, "I'll make antibodies for everybody." I want to see what he does to make the antibodies because that does not make any sense. How he's gonna do that?
Based off an antidote.
Yeah, he has.
No,
Yeah,
he
but
has the
like,
antidote.
where is he
It's
getting
not-
all the ingredients for it?
Yeah,
Like,
where
to
is he gonna?
distribute?
Yeah, where's his microscope, dude?
I mean, he pulled
do
out
it.
a whole ass little pack and udon out of nowhere. I'm sure he came prepared, honestly,
be
after
fine.
knowing exactly who they were fighting.
It's all in his stomach. He'll go monster point, pull it out, and then go brain point again.
No, he'll go
No,
guard
no, no.
point and
Like,
just pull it out of
I'm
the fluff.
sure
Nah, bro, it's in
he
Caribou's
knew
stomach.
exactly.
Oh, Caribou's
True,
coming back.
Caribou, my boy.
Caribou's
I
holding
want
on to
that.
medical supplies,
My
bro.
fucking dog, dude. Caribou
No,
the ally.
it's in Brooks' skull.
Yeah, it's your
Could be.
Brooks' bottomless skull that can hold like huge poneglyph rubies.
Yeah,
and shit.
how large was that shit? Holy shit. It literally spread it across the floor.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Right. But yeah, after knowing like they've experienced Queen before, I'm sure Chopper didn't come here unprepared to deal with exactly the situation.
Yeah, he knew Queen would be here. He's probably prepared to deal with any sort of plague type shit going on.
Well, what it sounds like is
Yeah.
it sounds like what he says, once you stop the chilling of your body, the virus won't reproduce. So what happens here is Marco and Chopper probably go and like apply their heat to everybody, and they stop it from reproducing.
Marco doesn't
first.
have heat. Marco's hot flames
It's-
aren't hot.
They're warm, at least.
Well, if Brooks,
Are
if
they?
Bro-
Aren't
well,
they cold?
if Brooks soul flames are working, I think Marco's are going to work.
Are they soul flames?
Brooke doesn't
I
have
think that's
soul
just. I think
flames.
that's just Brooke
that just
holding
a
up a
torch?
torch.
He's holding a torch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just
Torch.
holding up a
Okay.
torch next to him.
Where the fuck did he get a
No,
torch?
Marco's
Anyway.
gonna help Zoro fly up. He's not gonna deal with any of this stuff. I don't think.
You
a lot
don't
of
think
people have been.
so?
Yeah, a lot of people saying that Marco's gonna like heal people and stuff. Marco's healing can like heal small cuts and stuff on other people. It only really heals himself properly.
I
But
don't-
he can heal like tiny little wounds. He said it in the chapter where we met him with Nekomamushi
Yeah,
at
it's-
Whitebeard Island.
I mean, it's not
Heal.
like negligible, but it can help. I don't know.
It's
It
literally
depen-
like
he
small
doesn't-
cuts that he can hit.
Yeah, he doesn't.
heal.
He doesn't have to heal everybody. But basically, what I was trying to say is that what's happening is they're going to stop. Like the antibodies don't need to be made during the battle because once everyone's been heated, like your body stops chilling, then it'll stop the virus reproducing, and then they can hold on for X amount of time, right, without
Well,
being
An
fully.
hour.
They can be not fully possessed, right?
you sure?
No,
Yeah.
the virus will still be there. It's
Yeah.
just like it's not going to spread further.
Well, no, it won't. I'm sure it won't spread if the flame stays close to you, though, because Chopper still has it next to him, even though he's had it on him already. So I don't think it's a case where you can take the flame away and it'll still not spread.
Once you
Yeah,
Sorry,
I
stop,
think if your
But
body
it
cools
doesn't
down
kill
again.
them in an hour. Yeah, it doesn't kill them in an hour. It like exhausts them in an hour to the point of death. So if
Yeah.
the virus is just chilling and they're not going crazy, they should be just fine.
yeah, that's what
Mhm.
I'm saying. I
But
don't
they
want-
would have to keep the flames on each individual one of them, which is the thing that I don't think
And
is
that's
very
where
likely.
King comes in. King the
Is that-
wildfire.
is
I'm just
that where King
saying,
comes
it's
in?
happening.
King.
We
I
talked
think
about
so,
this.
yeah.
We talked about this. I don't think it's actually happening anymore, just because they already
See,
figured
that's
out.
what I
it's
thought
all-
was gonna happen when they figured the fire thing out. I thought it was gonna be like King's coming in and fucking things up, and then Chopper
Yeah,
just noticed.
yeah.
But
That's what we all said. Like that maybe he like fucked up a floor or something. People up above noticed it. Yada yada. But yeah, it ended up being something that Chopper figured out on his own because he noticed something a couple chapters ago. We saw that like he noticed something specifically.
which is
So I
kinda
don't
weird.
think it's gonna be the King thing anymore. I don't think King's gonna cause an issue with this. I think that Chopper is just gonna be able to heal everyone in this instance. I don't think it's gonna be a case of them just holding fire to each other either and whatnot the entire fight.
No, I think it'll be that King notices that Queen's virus is failing and just does like a whole okay, but how much heat can they handle and starts lighting everything on fire. Like fuck
Maybe.
it, they already know you're worthless now. Now I'm gonna take over and just give him too much anyway.
It's possible. We don't know like to what extent his fire can even do too.
I mean,
We'll
let's be
see.
honest, they're all known for being able to bring down a country with their various calamities. So
Mhm.
I'm sure it'll be something big.
Uh,
and-
I'm not gonna expect too much. I'm not sure if that's actually gonna happen though. But maybe you could be right. We'll
yeah.
see it probably in the next chapter if it does happen.
All I'm
Maybe
speculating
this
about
floor.
is that
I feel like he's gonna burn down a floor, maybe not the virus floor though. I don't know.
I don't think that'll happen when he fights Sanji. You know what I'm saying?
it's kind of tough. I don't know. Right, like
feel like-
if King is aware of Kaido's plan, I mean, right now we know, right, by the end of the chapter, we know that it's not like relocating their figurative home base to the flower capital. They're actually moving it. So is King gonna like actually try and like set everything on fire right now?
Wait. That's jumping way ahead though.
Is it?
Yeah, no,
I mean,
we have the information and it's on topic, so I'm
yeah,
gonna bring it up.
it's on topic. I kind of agree with that. Why would you burn down anything in your own base? In a situation where you're literally gonna keep the base.
Right,
not like-
like
like
that's
you're banning
that's what I'm saying, right? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah,
King
that's
isn't going
true.
to worry himself with what's happening on the ground floor. I think he's going to stay, make sure people don't go to the top floor.
Yeah, I think that's what his focus is on
And
at the
like
moment.
direct the fight from wherever he is too.
Mhm.
well,
Yeah.
we'll have to.
I
see
mean,
that.
what
But
might
at the
happen
same
is
time,
Marco's flying Zoro up to the top, and King just fucking shoots some fire at Zoro, and then boom, now the first floor is a little bit on fire.
Maybe. I do think that maybe Marco and King will fight, or at least for a bit. I think
Yeah, I would
Marco
like
will
to
like
see that happen.
Marco will find a way to get Zoro to the top, and then he'll be like, "No, I'll handle this one down here," and something goes on there. Yada yada. And then eventually, enemies switch a while. Sanji shows up.
Yeah, okay, bro. This dude's still on the Sanji King train.
Maybe it'll make up for
Okay.
no one knowing who he is. I don't know.
You guys suck.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah,
I-
so sorry.
I was just gonna say also I love fucking Queen's expressions just yet again.
Yeah.
Every panel he has in the chapter, he just has a hilarious expression.
But it's the same
He's
expression
always
every
great.
time. He can get better. He can
it's-
get more unique.
It's they're slightly different, you know. I mean, there's
Yeah,
that one
like
there's that one meme of somebody shopped that Queen
The roller
onto
coaster.
a roller coaster.
Yeah. That was good. I
God,
like
that
it.
was good. Yeah. Anyway, though, yeah. So we
Oh, with this
covered
expression here,
this
that
double.
makes sense.
We covered this double page rate, so we can go on.
Yeah. So yeah, what do you guys
That
feel
was
about,
hilarious.
about Zoro's declaration that he's gonna slice Kaido to pieces?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that Conqueror's hockey though.
He's a little
Let's
bit. too
not.
deep
Oh,
for that. He's a little bit too deep for that.
Yeah, the Zoro cutting Kaido just got a pretty significant like it became reasonable. I mean, he said it
Yeah.
outright, so yeah.
I think I always thought he would cut Kaido. I just don't think he's gonna be the one to fucking kill him like everyone says, or finish him
Yeah,
off.
cutting-
Yeah, he was always going to go out of his way for it. Zoro's not going to miss a fight with the strongest dude in the world. Like,
Well, it's interesting. I thought like
Hey,
when I saw
it's
like
fair.
King had his sword and everything. And
so does
there were
Queen.
there were other people
Yeah,
like who's
Queen is a
who.
two-sword style.
There were other people like who's who and stuff, and there's like other swordsmen. So I thought, like, well, Zoro
Like
could get matched up with
like
any of these
Queen, yeah.
people. Yeah,
True.
Dude, okay.
see, I always figured he'd fight someone, but he would end the arc fighting Kaido.
That- that would
everyone's
make
gonna
sense.
Get their
Yeah,
hit
yeah,
on
that
Kaido.
makes sense.
Yeah, I
Like-
thought it was. It made sense that Zoro would eventually end up being within the fight of Kaido.
I wasn't
especially
so
because he
sure.
has Enma and stuff. Like, I think it makes the most sense that that would happen.
Yeah, I wasn't like entirely convinced of it, but it's true. Yeah, like all this stuff, like Enma. Obviously, Enma is like one of the swords that Odin originally used to cut Kaido.
Mhm.
So, and then now he just says it outright. So yeah, it's like looking pretty good. Yeah, he's gonna be
Yeah.
involved with the fight if he can. So
People are still gonna take this as him killing Kaido though, and it's gonna go into a whole thing still.
I mean,
Uh,
like
Yeah.
Kid Killer, Drake, and Law will probably get their hits in as well on Kaido.
Yeah,
And
I mean
I
everyone
I
that
don't know
fights.
about Drake.
If we have people like fucking like Okiku and whatnot getting hits in on Kaido, I'm sure that Zoro is gonna get a hit in too. It's
yeah,
like, come on.
he's just not gonna cut Kaido's head off or something.
Yeah.
you see what?
The closest thing that I think that Zoro could do to like a major hit to him is maybe cutting off Kaido's arm just because of fucking Okiku's arm.
I was just thinking about that.
That could
Yeah,
be
I would
interesting.
see that happen.
Evan,
Or him at
Evan,
least trying to.
Evan just said he might cut Kaido over the flower capital and mirror Ryuma. Thought that was
could.
interesting. Yeah, yeah.
But I doubt it.
I mean, he doesn't
well,
have to. He doesn't have to
understand.
kill him. He doesn't have to kill him. But like, the idea of like.
Well, yeah,
battling
but I
a
think
dragon at the flower capital, blah,
I
blah,
think that exact mirror is going to happen with Luffy just because of all the things that everyone said about him guardian deity yada yada, comparing him to Odin in a way. All
well,
that
they
good
can
stuff.
be. It can be both. It can be both, right? Like Zoro,
Maybe.
Zoro can get in a good cut and like still be looked at like as a comparison to Ryuma instead of like Odin or instead of like
yeah.
any of the other things, right? So
I also
definitely.
think
He
they
would
should,
at least be the one to open the scar the deepest, like if nothing else. Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
We'll see.
So
But,
So anyway, Zoro was just being humble about the color of the Supreme King. He, yeah,
Nah,
He was just
basically
being humble.
confirmed He's never gonna have
dude,
it.
this
is
shit
literally
was
Oda trolling the fans.
this shit was so fucking. It's never happening. This shit was so fucking funny to me. Because when I was reading it, I'm like, oh no, the fucking Zoroark's gonna go insane. And then I read like one line down and it said, I didn't do this, and I'm like, and I started cracking up. Like it's all the
It's just
Zoro
Oda
probably
being
got.
so
Hey,
So
you're so
fucking
filled
excited.
with hatred, bro. You just want to
Dude.
see Zoro go down, man.
I literally said this chapter was fucking sick for Zoro. Shut your
Yes,
stupid
you're
ass up.
just filled with hate. Hate.
But yeah, no, I thought it was so funny, like imagining the state of a Zoro fan at this moment, just like being like so fucking excited and then reading a word below and just being so disappointed. Oh, it's so funny to me.
His fury
They
caused
deserve
an
it.
earthquake.
They fucking deserve it.
You
Oh
are
my
just
so
God.
you are so
they just
fucking
take a
hateful,
marker
dude.
and black
Holy
out that
shit.
speech bubble right there, Red. They
Huh?
can't read it, so it doesn't exist.
Oh, true. You're right. Good point.
Anyway,
Oh.
as I was saying, he was just being humble. He knows that he did. Yeah.
Yeah,
But,
clearly you just change didn't do to I did this, and then there you go.
Yeah, it was just
Just
mistranslation. Viz has been wrong before. I mean, come on, man.
You
is
know
true.
I did this.
You know I did this.
You know, it sounds so
Imagine if
crazy.
he actually said that. That would
like
be
in
so
response
fucking
to those
funny.
exact lines too.
You beastly man! You know it was me who did this.
What a fucking idiot.
That would be fucking hilarious, man. Holy shit.
God, but yeah, I complimented everything on Zoro this chapter. Zoro fans made me spiteful, so I'm gonna talk shit.
You are just spiteful. That's what it is. That's what
Nah.
it is.
I complimented him. I said this chapter was sick, and then everyone was like, "Laundry, laundry." And I was like, "All right,
It
never
is
mind. I'm
Laundry.
done with you guys."
Laundry.
Yeah, it was the cover story, man. Longy took that beating to the head, just like he took in this chapter, and then Zoro
Alright.
had his.
He's unfazed. Look at him.
moment.
Look at him in that cover page. He's unfazed.
Longy number 4 of the crew because it says it on his t-shirt.
All right, let's move on. Let's stop with this bullshit. So you got a late start. I wish I could fly right up there, but no, either route will be that simple.
Wait, yeah, I know. I did.
In comes
Last thing I.
Alien ass Marco.
What?
Yeah, wish I could
That's-
just fly right up there, but neither route will be that simple. And
Mhm.
Marco shows up directly after. Oh,
Yeah.
Marco the Phoenix, that's me. You guys are the real muscle. What are you doing stuck here? Need my help? Oh, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
here.
so he's
I
flying
like how he's
Zoro.
like, you guys are the real muscle. He's probably the strongest dude on that floor right now.
Well,
Well, you notice
yeah.
that like the samurai.
he's talking
aren't the
about
real
compared
muscle.
to everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the straw hats. I did like it though. I'll
Does
say
Zoro know
this though.
who's
I just last thing I did think it was hilarious how Oda like actually brought up the colored Supreme King here with Zoro. Fucking very funny, dude.
I love it.
Yeah,
I
that
love
was
the
great.
fucking. Oh, it's so good.
It is hilarious because some people will like take it as like, oh, it's foreshadowing, or some
People
people
are
foreshadowing.
thinking that, yeah.
some people will think it's just a fucking meme. And, yeah. It's
If
just
Zoro
funny.
doesn't have it by now, I don't think he'd ever have it.
It's
considering,
just
considering when Luffy like unlocked it.
It's
and
just so
everything.
funny, like when he does stuff like that. Like when
Yeah.
Sanji earlier was like when Zoro was with Hiyori, and Sanji was like, "What? But I have a bigger bounty."
I love that moment.
Funniest
That's
fucking
so funny.
shit, man. Yeah.
I love Sanji. But yeah. So that Marcus shows up. He's gonna fly him up there for sure, and then
I mean,
probably
yeah.
gonna do some shit where he manages to get him to the whole fight king. Yada yada.
He's gonna
Um,
have to be flown up there. He can't get there by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Hey.
to be fair, Queen will not be able to stop them either if Marco's flying them up there. Like,
Yeah.
he may be able to stop the launch from the fucking top floor, but not actual flying people.
Yeah. I think it's possible that Queen might even encounter Jinbei. Both big fat dudes fighting each other.
No, I don't
I-
think so. They're already past Queen.
Yeah,
They're
I
on,
think
like,
they got
Queen's on
past
like the
Queen.
second floor, and they're on the fourth floor now.
Yeah, but
I
then
want to say Jack is gonna like run into Luffy and
wait, who
Jinbei.
do you guys think Queen is gonna fight then?
I mean,
I mean,
right?
it could be fucking,
It could be
I
anybody.
don't know.
Queen has
Not sure.
Queen doesn't.
Drake, and like somebody else probably.
Drake
Yeah,
and Apu, maybe.
but I mean, it
Drake and
could.
Chopper.
They make it seem like neither route will be simple, right? But and it makes it seem like it's one or the other. But I mean, it could be both. Like not like a full on defeat them, but it could be both of them. For a
Zoro and
time.
Marco versus King and Queen.
Yeah, like it could be both of
No.
them working to stop them from getting up through the roof.
That'd be really interesting. I'd be down for that.
I don't think that would be like the final fight.
I
or
mean, I'm
whatever,
pretty.
but-
I don't think that's gonna happen because neither route is referring to either the building or the air. Queen can't fly, just like Zoro can't. I don't think there's any chance that Queen is gonna be able to stop them if they fly up there.
Well,
So
the
it's
thing-
only gonna be King really.
try.
And
thing
then,
is, if
and then I think
try.
Marco's gonna successfully get Zoro to the roof, and then he's gonna turn around and face King head on.
Well,
or
if
something like that.
Marco is flying up Zoro, that leaves him like half crippled for his fighting ability, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
he's holding someone else.
No, but Zoro can also still fight. He can do all his flying
Well,
slashes and
Well,
stuff.
no.
Yeah.
So So I don't think that Marco's gonna fight while he's bringing Zoro up there. I think Marco's gonna successfully get past King somehow, like it was in some sort of strategic way or whatever, and then bring Zoro to the roof, and then turn around and be like, "Now, how do I keep you here?" or some shit like that, to prevent King from going to the roof after them.
They just got to use Zoro's tornado-based combat. Easy.
Queen does still have like guns and shit. And, he could break out a fucking jetpack and just join the fight up there.
No, I don't. I think the fact that it said neither route makes it like basically confirms that Queen isn't going to be the issue here. It's going to be King.
Maybe Queen jumps off the balcony right now and tries the brachial bomber Zoro.
Shit, you know, I would love to see him just fall to the floor with that and just make a crater and fuck everybody up.
I mean, I think Queen is strong and stuff, but he's also a pussy, and I don't think he wants to go.
Is he a pussy?
He is.
He really isn't. He's a bitch, but he's not a pussy.
He's
like,
not a bitch. Okay, so these faces that he's making are like of surprise. It's not like he's genuinely fearful or anything like that.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's not gonna jump down on the floor where he just spread the virus that he created everywhere. He's not gonna do that.
Oh, well, yeah, I don't think anyone would. Yeah, I thought you were making like a.
He's not like an actual coward, but he's been characterized, and yes, like as a joke. But he has like his shock, and then sometimes he's afraid of stuff, and like etc. Like he's not the type, he's not like King, where King's gonna like all stoic, go do what's absolutely necessary.
I mean, he went on Big Mom head on, so I don't know.
Okay, dude.
Yeah, while shooting himself at the same time. But yeah, that's right. He's not a pussy, but he's also not dumb enough to jump into all that.
I agree that he probably wouldn't jump down so he doesn't get hit by his own virus, but I don't think it's because of any underlying fearfulness or anything like that. Yeah.
No, I figured it was just
he's similar to
I figured he might be
I don't know. That's how
What is Apu? Oh, the running away thing versus Kizaru or something?
Well, it's not that. It's not like cowardice, but it's like I don't know. You kind of get what I'm saying, right? When I say similar to how Apu is.
No, not at all. I think Apu's sick.
What? You don't get it? Okay, let me try and explain what I'm talking about. Apu he's underhanded, and he will run away, and he's given gag moments where he's like shocked or like, oh fuck, or oh shit, like like it's when Zoro threw the flying slash up at Queen, or stuff with Big Mom, which obviously anyone would have that reaction, but it's like that's their characters are similar in that regard, where they're capable and they will do what they have to do, but they're also characterized in that way.
So again, I think Queen is just like easily shocked, but I don't think he's genuinely scared or anything. Or like the Zoro's flying slash, I don't think he was actually like scared of getting hit. He was just like surprised that he threw it from all the way down there or whatever. In terms of Apu though, I don't remember Apu ever being characterized like this. There's the running away thing, but that was like every single person was fucking run away from Kizaru, right? He's like, I want to get a hit in first, then I'm gonna run, which caused Kizaru to draw attention towards him. And whatnot. But Apu's never had like surprised faces at stuff or anything like that. He's always just been like kind of I agree that he's underhanded. Yeah, both him and Queen are underhanded, but I don't think that's to cover up for anything. I think that's just
I could go get some moments, but we don't need to dwell on this too long. So.
Yeah, we're at the end of the chapter basically, anyways, so not much left to talk about.
Hey, I want to introduce what is clearly going to happen. So you all think Marco's gonna fly Zoro to the roof.
Yeah.
But that's clearly where Oda's trying to fuck with us. So Marco is gonna help Chopper, and Robin is gonna get Zoro to the roof.
You're tripping. You're fucking tripping.
We all saw Robin in Dressrosa make that huge staircase out of her little limbs. So she's gonna do that with Zoro, and Zoro's gonna climb up there.
Oh, and you don't think okay, so the reason why that I think that is asinine is because there's still gonna be like people preventing that from happening, right? If she creates a staircase of arms all the way up there, any damage that happens to those arms actually goes back to Robin. So Zoro can't fight on those arms. That is not like a stable place for him to be fighting on. Or anything like that.
Robin. I mean, Zoro can just defend Robin's arms though. Like
You're tripping, dude. You're
Nah.
this is a joke, right? This is a gag.
That's a lot of
I
arms.
mean, it's mostly joking, but it could happen. Like, I don't think it's like completely cut out of of
Okay.
happening.
Maybe.
Maybe
No,
if
I'm
she
gonna be-
made
I'm gonna do
arms
better.
and constantly threw Zoro up and created a new pair to catch him, like
No, just sprout wings on Zoro. Guys, come
Her
on.
wings-
She
her
can
wings-
make wings.
Her wings aren't flying. They make her fall slowly.
They fly for like 5 2
Hey,
well,
that was
they
pre-time
stay
skip. It
there,
could
like,
be. It
2
could
or
be
3
better
seconds.
now.
We've
It could
seen
be a
them
lot
Yeah,
better now.
see,
during
that's what I'm
Dressrosa as
saying.
well. We've seen them during Dressrosa as well.
Not the wings.
Oh,
Yeah,
do
we
we?
did.
I don't remember.
No, I don't think we ever saw the wings of Dressrosa. Only Punk Hazard.
I'm pretty sure we saw them at Dressrosa, or maybe I'm remembering wrong. But
You-
I
you
could
might
wrong
be-
either.
It's a thriller part
I
that
feel like
she
I-
does it
I
the first time.
Okay, I feel like I'm remembering the wings at Dressrosa, but I don't remember whether it's anime or manga. But what I do remember is the Tantada hanging on them as well.
Mhm.
Fuck,
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't.
But
I
I
don't
mean,
know if
you know,
that's
they
canon or
were-
not. But I remember seeing the
Yeah,
wings. I do remember
absolutely.
seeing the wings in at least the anime. At least the
I was
anime.
still watching
think that was
Dressrosa weekly at the time, so I could be remembering the anime only stuff, but maybe.
But yeah, what if like Marco gets him up here, King knocks him off, and Robin just sprouts wings, and then that's how Zoro fights and Robin wing mode.
He's not you guys could say like that was pre-time skip all you want. Robin's wings don't make her fly. They're not like feathers or anything. They are enough to keep you suspended slightly while like falling slowly, but they're not. But like
Bro, this is
they're
fucking
made out of
anime.
meat, bro.
This is literally anime.
It is, but they've already described it as something that glides. I don't think.
Did
I
they
think you
actually?
guys are
I
tripping.
only remember her like flying for 2 seconds because she could only keep it up for 2 seconds, and then
She
I'm
managed
remembering
to
the
like
2 seconds
Yeah,
too.
she literally says, "Oh, I can fly for like 5 seconds with Frankie," and that's it. And so
yeah, I don't remember it being only gliding. I could be
remember.
wrong about that. I just don't.
Yeah,
recall that
I feel like it might be like a very limited amount of flight, but very very limited.
But I mean, to be fair,
Not enough
King's
to
wings
help
are
it
also flesh.
Anyways, Chopper made it apparent that he's confident he can handle the bottom floor without Marco's help, and Marco showed up afterwards. I don't think it's likely that Marco would need to do anything on the bottom floor. I think he's going to help them get to the top floor.
It could be anything really, Red. I mean, he just says need my help with anything. So,
Literally before he said,
Hey,
"I wish I
we
could
already-
fly right up there."
okay,
Come on, dude.
So Oda has a track record with Marco with with retarded red herrings, like that stupid fucking letter. So I think that can happen.
I don't think this is a red
think
herring.
it's- I
though.
think
This
it's
is just
possible.
a sequence of events.
Yeah, we would have
This
said
isn't-
the
this
exact same
isn't
thing.
something that you would-
Remember how people theorized about Marco going to Wano, and it was like, yeah, of course he said he wasn't, right? So he's not, but people said he still would. And then he did. He
Yeah,
actually
I said
did.
he
And it's
did.
like a fucking 50-50 guess. So it's like, yeah, there's some like
No,
when you look at the panel order and the intent here, it looks like, oh yeah, I wish I could just fly up there. Need my help with anything? It's
No, so
like,
the main
yeah, that could be it. But that could easily
Oda purposely misled readers into thinking Marco would not come to Wano. That is true.
Yes,
That is a
yes.
fact.
I mean, it
I'm
was
just
pretty
saying-
obvious that he would eventually. Okay, but I know what you're saying. I know what you're
Yeah.
saying. The issue is that this isn't like a situation where it's like, oh, what'll he do? Oh, I'm so unsure as to whether this will happen. Will he show up or not? This is just a situation of like, Zoro needs to get to the top. Oh, someone can help him get to the top. This isn't like some like crazy thing to like throw under people over people's heads and whatnot to make them guess and whatnot.
the answer
It's
was
not
probably
something crazy.
like
Oda-
two
Oda-
chapters.
Oda
Oda
You
does
figure
this.
it out.
He does it all the time. He does it all the time. I'm just saying it doesn't
Yeah,
have.
he does it with overarching things. He doesn't do it with like some small moment like this. It's
Overarching
I don't
things like
get-
what? We were just given a message like with the Marco thing. It wasn't like some big overarching.
Yeah,
it was
it's
just like a
something
message.
that hung over our heads for literally 50 chapters. This is something that's going to be decided in the next chapter. Why would he try to like pretend like something else was happening?
I mean, there are plenty of other examples of that happening, like literally the next chapter, and I can't think of any, but they're all
the only times are like when someone like when someone's like presumed to have gotten hit or died, and then like next chapter they're all right or something like that. It's
I just want
like
to throw out here, Marco's design in that one panel looks really fucking great. I love
He's
all
cool.
of those drawings here.
Yeah,
It
He's
is.
gone
Some
so
of them are
far
pretty
from fucking. If there were no speech bubbles on that one panel with Marco there, I want that as a in my room.
all I'm saying is that it's not set in stone. That's what I'm saying.
I say it is. We'll see.
You say it's set in stone, 100%. Red.
I think it's set in stone. Yeah.
You'll go on record with that, okay?
That marker will.
I'll go on record with it. Yeah.
That marker will help Zoro fly up. Is that where you're going with it?
Yeah. If I'm wrong, then yeah, I'll admit it. Whatever. Whatever happens.
I mean, we'll find out in the next couple chapters.
I want 3 bets, so that's the most I'm going. But yeah.
Well, that's fine. I just said it wasn't set in stone. That's all. So I can't be wrong.
Cringe and get wait.
Yeah. Now I really hope it doesn't happen, even if it ruins the story.
Despite.
All
right,
but
but
anyway,
on to
we
the
talked about that
like
for now,
best
yeah.
fucking part of this.
Well, no,
whole
not
last
yet,
chapter,
not yet,
though.
not yet. So
No.
I liked
have to get
that
through a couple
Otama.
pages.
I liked that Otama was shown like genuinely being scared, but like being like, "Oh, but I'm a samurai. I can't be." And whatnot. That was cool. It was a small little moment, but I like that. Otama's a cool character to an extent.
And there's Luffy asking for Jinbei's advice and not Sanji again. Very good, very good.
Oh, Sanji, who isn't there? Ooh, good point. Oh, I hate you so much. All right, so we move on. I'm surprised that why is Law's crew still in the submarine? Didn't they already bring everyone to the shore?
No, they only brought Penguin, Sachi, and Beppo, and that's it. So
Why?
Gene Bart just gets fucking shafted again.
Wait, why are they not?
They were
I don't get
supposed to. They were splitting up. The ship was supposed to flank somewhere, while Law and the others went on a different entrance.
Yeah,
and
but
Samurai
why
were-
is it taking so long for them to flank someone? Like I could have sworn that would have already happened by now. I'm so surprised. You know?
It's a great question.
Look, Gene's going to be the backup when a lot of people go down.
It's been. I feel like it's been less than an hour since his raid started. Still.
Well, Luffy. Okay, so Luffy and Co. managed to literally like run through the entirety of Onigashima, and now they're almost all the way to the top of the skull. Meanwhile, this ship, which is much faster than a just someone running on their feet, especially the way Oda trays them running, like this it should have made it to the other side of the island right now. I think. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping.
Probably.
Well, I
They
mean,
could
the
have been
island
waiting
is
for an actual signal too.
island is
It could have
big.
been.
I don't know. There's a
It-
lot.
it
Yeah, I
doesn't
mean,
matter too much. I'm just upset that they're not there. That's all.
Yeah, Oda just
fair.
like Gene Bart to suffer.
Yeah.
Good.
The only one we actually witnessed get recruited, and we still don't.
he deserves it.
Fuck off.
He deserves to be just sidelined.
Exactly. Yeah, Dream Bart. He's doing good
Uh,
work. He's helping commandeer the sub. So
Yeah, he's
I
standing
mean,
behind everyone.
thinking
It's a
about
crap.
it. Think about it. I mean, look at what they're avoiding right now. That sub might have just been fucking destroyed if no one was on it. So
Yeah, but there's like 80 other people on it.
I wonder what's gonna happen to the ships because, you know, I yes, I know this is like the next page, but presumably there's some way for the ships to have gotten in, right? And we do see some ships falling later, but I wonder like what happens to all the water that's like trapped in the middle of Onigashima? Like what about all those ships? Are they just gonna stay there? The water's not all gonna suck them out like a drain? It probably won't.
Yeah.
It probably won't suck them out, but you know. It's just something I was thinking about with this. I was like, yeah, those ships, they, by all rights, like, if this island continues to move, the water should just drain and drain and drain and drain, and then the ships would just get dumped off somewhere. So,
Yeah, it looks like they are. It is just draining. So you're probably right. I mean, they also don't have to worry about it since they're moving the whole fucking island over. To be fair, they can just go and make more ships.
Well, like Luffy ship and stuff.
Yeah, it's more like the Sunny needs to not get destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, they just said there are no Animal Kingdom ships, so you know, maybe the Sunny's still fine.
Maybe the Sunny's already transformed and it's on its way to Jinbei.
See, the question
Yeah.
is how they're gonna go and get back to the Sunny at this point.
I mean, they don't.
Like they're gonna have to have Jinbei go back, just swim over by himself, and just
Yeah.
pilot back.
That's probably what will happen, especially
Yeah.
because he's the helmsman boy and all that.
well, yeah, Jinbei pilots the ship like it's a fucking, you know, like a J-22, dude. Like, it's like nothing.
I mean, Sanji could
He
carry
just
3
grabs
people.
the ship.
Luffy could probably Gear 4 fly to it. Brook could run on water.
Yeah, Luffy, the most competent pilot ever, or whatever, helmsman.
Well, I'm saying, like, Jinbei, you know, how he actually piloted the ship.
He is a helmsman. Yeah, he's for
It's
sure
not.
the one.
It's
that's
not
gonna
like
do
that.
it.
It's not just the helmsman is in like he's turning the wheel. He's literally controlling the actual sails too himself. So he's treating the
Is he?
ship. He did that in Whole Cake.
Oh yeah.
So
Yeah,
he's
he-
treating.
I don't remember
he's,
showing
he's,
that shit like
he's treating the ship
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's like 5 times smaller than
Is
it
this like
actually
anime
is.
only stuff? I just remember him standing at the helm.
no.
No,
Do
he
you remember
grabbed-
the
he-
green wave?
Yeah, when he's actually doing the surfing, he like grabs on. He holds the ropes for the sails, and he
Oh, that's cool.
uses it to actually pull the fucking sail and control where it's going.
Yeah, I didn't remember
Yeah,
that. That's cool,
like
though.
as he's steering with one hand, he uses the other hand to guide the sails and.
Yeah, I
and
found
something
that.
else, some other
I
part
found
of
that
the
to be
ship as
really
well.
cool. Like, because as someone who
It was
who
fucking
knows how to
perfect.
sail, like that's the type of thing you do. But like on a
Mhm.
much smaller ship, like like a 20-foot little
Oh
dinghy.
man,
You
that's
do-
gonna
you do
suck
that
when he
shit.
loses his arm, bro.
Okay.
But yeah. I feel that's probably how he's just gonna go grab it. I'm at the chapter. now.
Assuming that even
pulling it up.
happens, obviously, but yeah, that's just.
Oh yeah, I found it. Yeah, he does do.
It's cool, right? Yeah, like I found that was like really cool for me. Anyway,
The-
that's besides
the
the point.
green room.
Yeah. Oh, I guess. Oh, that's weird. So like fucking Chopper, Carrot, and Brooke were like holding the top to make sure the ropes didn't snap too while he was doing it. Cool.
Yeah, it is cool.
But yeah, moving on.
Yeah,
Uh,
anyway, so impatient, Black Maria.
Yeah, she's just ignoring Sanji's entire existence and just like so impatient.
Yeah,
Oh
so-
yeah.
I like how we don't even
love
get
that.
like Sanji's perspective about the earthquake too.
Am I the only Sanji fan in this entire Discord?
We like, dude.
It-
Shut
I'm
up.
not- I'm not-
Everybody
I
here,
don't
everybody
dislike
in this
Sanji.
Discord, everybody in this Discord, they all praise Sanji and hate Zoro more. Everyone likes both. Everyone likes
I-
both, but there are way more like Sanji.
No, I mean
fucking defenders.
like in the people that join these calls. Am I the
I
only
actually
one that
don't.
actually likes Sanji more than everyone else?
I don't like
I actually love
Sanji
Sanji.
or Zoro either more than each other.
Mm-hmm.
I like Zoro more than Sanji, but I trash on both of them.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
like trashing both as well. So, but I think
I mean,
the
obviously
two of them,
Jinbei's the
I
best
like.
person
I like
ever.
them. I like them for different reasons. Really.
Understandable.
They-
I
their
don't know
characters
why
fit
Jinbei's
things.
not in the conversation more.
Oh,
I'm just throwing that out there.
Jinbei's in the conversation, bro. But right now there's nothing to talk
I
about.
find me
Like this
bored.
this
hasn't done
chapter,
anything
like what's he doing? Nothing but just being the usual god. Like this isn't
Hey,
even
he-
out of
he
the ordinary.
Yeah, he climbed a ladder and then was asked a question. That's about it.
Yeah.
That
And
ladder.
then everyone creamed their
became-
pants at it. Jinbei, he said yes. What the fuck? He's crazy. Okay. Yeah. I'm moving on. Okay, so
that
yeah,
ladder
the
became the
island.
greatest ladder in Wano. I'm just saying.
Okay. The island is sinking. Poor area outside the dome. But yeah, so they're still running. I guess she was planning on taking him out of the island. I'm surprised that Momo wasn't like arguing against that. I feel like Momo would be the type to be like, I want to be here or whatever. But they were planning on
Well, it
just
looks
running
like-
and leaving.
It looks like they're safe for now, though. I didn't see any people chasing after them or anything like that. So
I
it
mean, we all
seems-
know Bao Huang is on their tail.
You think
Flying
so?
squirrel.
Yeah,
Yeah,
could
well,
be.
she probably knows.
Could
She
be.
probably
Her
knows.
cats. Yeah.
Yeah, someone's probably following them. I'm sure. Yamato's probably gonna get some sort of more major fight.
Maybe a who's who thing. I still have that headcanon. We never really got this information, but I've just held it in my mind. You know how we got the armored gifter, like the armored squad?
Mhm.
Like I feel like who's who, like there's that old panel of like him with like his subordinates, and I always felt like who's who was like the he was like the intel squad. Like he like Bao Huang, I feel like works under him. I feel like that's like his designation as one of the flying six.
Could be
is-
right.
Is he's like intel, but we'll see. Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
We'll see.
That'd be
So, yeah,
interesting.
Ships
What
are
if-
gone. Yada yada. Okay, what? Sorry.
What if fucking Caribou just strolls up and tries to fight Yamato for like no reason, and he's like,
No.
I'm taking Momonosuke for myself.
I thought it'd be
He's
over
like,
quick.
yeah, he just knows like he's like been in on he's like been listening to all the fan theories about the sovereigns and Shirahoshi and Momonosuke and all that shit. He's like, I need to get you, then we go back get Shirahoshi, then we figure it out.
I don't know.
Is
Already-
Caribou
okay.
the actual
Right.
final boss?
I've already made the stance that I think Caribou is like genuinely not reformed, but like more like not as conniving anymore and whatnot. But I don't know.
I think he is. I think he is better. At the very least, he's gonna stick with. No, maybe that. Yeah, forget that. I do think. I do think he's
on
changed
Luffy's side
the
now.
grandma, the cover story, and then his
Yeah.
behavior in Udon. Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
the fact that
he's-
he was even in Udon and not like working under Kaido, yada yada. So on and so
right.
forth.
Like if he was like bad, then what he would have done is he would have like told Kaido like about Poseidon.
Yeah,
And-
or he would have just like not been in Udon anymore because Udon is a place for people that are against Kaido, yada yada,
Yeah.
so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I wanted to so we're at the flame clouds part now, right?
Yeah.
We already
Yeah.
talked about the ships being gone. So I want to point out a little bit of an inconsistency. All right, why are flame clouds possible to be created underwater? Huh?
That's the inconsistency you're going for.
Sorry. I think this panel's fucking sick though.
Oh yeah, for
One of the-
sure.
Oh, it's
Well, no,
awesome. It's awesome, dude. You're kidding,
super
man. It's fucking crazy. I mean,
I
this
don't
was
think
this,
I don't think
chapter
anyone
just-
expected this.
this was the reveal. This is the reveal of the year. Like there were other reveals. Like everything besides this. Like there was at least one person who theorized that this was gonna happen. I don't think anybody. When Kaido talked about relocating his base to fucking
Yeah.
Wano, no one thought he was gonna actually pick up the fucking island and move it. Nobody.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
were just like,
real.
we just were like, yo, Big Mom's gonna move it by turning it into a fucking homie.
Yeah.
that was the better theory. But
Yeah.
no,
Even that was just
better
gonna be
theory?
like the fucking
better?
man and not even the
Yeah.
whole ass island.
that's better theory.
Dog shit.
Dude, if anyone had told me this was gonna happen before, I would have just fucking spat in their face. Like, dude, that's so dumb, but it's just happening.
No, I think it's cool.
It is
I
cool. It
argued-
is cool.
I argued so hard.
It's easily the
that
coolest
we
thing that's
weren't
happened in
going
the
back.
series so far.
You what'd you say?
I said I argued so hard about not going back to the flower capital for various reasons. And then they're like, let's just pick up the island and go back. And then
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Like we can continue the conflict here while going to the flower capital. It's like, okay.
So now the raid doesn't have to fail to go back to the flower capital.
Exactly. So wait, what were you saying, Bean, about this panel?
It's easily the coolest thing that's ever happened in the series so far. Barring like, dramatically, like narratively heavy moments, just for sheer shock and flash value. Someone lifting a fucking island to move it is easily the best thing ever.
I don't know. I
Wow.
still think how the fucking waves and and Marineford looked when Whitebeard was fucking trashing it. It was like better, but yeah, this is up there.
Yeah, but did he pick up the ocean and move it somewhere else?
I get so when you say coolest panels in the series, I don't think of like, wow, high power level stuff happening as like being cooler than other things. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
like,
why he
it's
said.
def- it's
That's why he said
definitely-
it's excluding narrative moments and stuff.
Oh, did he say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like just
Okay.
pure shock and awe value on this.
I still think Sanji's Concass is cooler, but yeah.
Yeah,
absolutely.
okay. This fucking guy just does not.
It's probably
Oh yeah, and the
probably
rock
after-
from Whitebeard Flash too was pretty great.
I think this is cooler.
Yeah,
than
that
Rock
was
This is cooler than that, not by much for me, but this is cooler than that. But that's usually like the number two because
I think I agree with Adam that the waves, like the ones that were like separated really weirdly with like circular shapes and whatnot, on fucking Marineford are cooler.
okay, that was whiter, but I don't know, man. I don't know, like
This one's definitely cool, man. It's like some fly. It's like, you know, when Bowser's Castle gets fucking picked up in some of those Nintendo games, bro. It's like one of those shits. It's like
It's
oh,
definitely the
shit.
biggest spectacle in Wano, at least. I'd say that, and maybe in the past 3 or so arcs.
this
Since
is the biggest
since time skip, I
since
mean,
like
I mean,
Yeah, this is the biggest spectacle since like Fujitora lifted almost a country.
oh yeah, no,
cash.
Fujitora. I actually think Fujitori's was cooler than this too. Now that you mentioned that.
Oh
Fujitora-
come on,
I
no.
don't
Like
think so.
Fujitora only lifted like the rubble of the city.
okay, but
Kaido's
that's
lifting the
see,
flat
that's
island,
that's
man.
the thing, Beam. Is that you're focused on like how monumentally like devastating it is. I just think it was cool what Fujitora did. I just think it was cool that he lifted the rebel and hovered it over the ships. And I don't know. I thought it was
While
more
still
cool.
having a fight. I mean, yeah, that is cool.
It was-
It is definitely cool. That was like the biggest spectacle up until
Yeah.
Roger and Whitebeard started fighting. For sure. But
But yeah, no, this is all that aside. This is sick as fuck. I like that like the clouds are what cause it instead of any of the other stuff that people were predicting. If anything, like the homie thing sounded kind of dog shit to me. But the clouds thing makes sense because they literally use clouds to make themselves float. So of course they can make other things float with it, I guess.
I'm kind of okay with that, but like they're clouds, and he just picked up a fucking island from the roots.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate, man. I mean, the big problem here is that the enormous skeleton that was going to be turned into a homie was now removed. It's been ripped in half. I'll
actually
fuck her
wonder-
aside though. This is
I
like
actually wonder, was the island actually like broken, or was this actually just what the island like? We're seeing the bottom of the island right now, right?
I think it was broken.
Really? Because based on the shape, to me it looks like that bottom part was like just the part that was touching the floor below the ocean, and then everything else was like. I don't think there was more to
think
the island. than this.
No,
I
there
think it
is.
was broken.
Hold up, there's a Wano like image, I think.
Yeah, I feel like it was. I mean, just going off basic island logic, like it would
But this is One Piece.
It would be, yeah, I know that, but it would be something.
Okay, I found the canon panel for what it looks like.
Gotcha.
Let me find it. Where are you putting it?
Found it. Okay. Okay, I see you. Interesting.
So
Okay,
yeah, he just fucking ripped it out.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I got you.
It is great though.
It's cool.
And then we get his dialogue is just as powerful as well for me. Are you satisfied yet? Kozuki's finished. Blah blah blah. This will become a pirate stronghold. Let us begin the world of violence.
It's wild that he says Kozuki is finished when Momonosuke is still alive.
Well, he's just saying that. I mean, it's not like it's...
Well, yeah, but I think there's like
he's not so
I think
he's
there's-
not like worried about
no,
Momo.
that's what I'm. That's not what I'm saying. I think there's some like narrative like, implications here where like Momonosuke will come back and like prove that Kozuki isn't finished or something like
Well,
that.
yeah,
Well,
I
obviously, yeah.
I
Yes.
agree.
That much should be pretty obvious.
Yeah, but the fact that Momonosuke declared his name earlier in this arc or in this act even in front of Kaido and didn't denounce his name or whatever, I feel like I'm surprised that he said Kozuki is finished already because of that. I don't know.
Well, of course he would. I mean, he's it's like pride, arrogance, whatever the word you want to call it. He's not gonna consider Momonosuke being alive. He's assuming that his subordinates are dealing with it. He's taken out the strongest Kozuki subordinates. Yeah, it's as
I feel like
as things
it was
look,
a
as things
combination-
look, as it's done, right? Like it's done.
I feel like it was a combination of he took out the strongest subordinates, and those subordinates were the ones like directly carrying Odin's fighting style on, like to try to kill him as well.
Yeah, I feel you.
I just like
So
the
now
line.
it's like Odin really
No,
has
it's a
died
sick
here.
line. Yeah, I'm not saying it isn't. I just
Yeah,
think
it's a
that
great
there's something narratively.
No, I
uh,
was. Well,
implied
yeah,
here.
that obviously. I was gonna say I just like the line. Let us begin the world of violence, because regardless of whether or not Kaido's plans go as planned, which they won't,
That will
it's-
still happen.
That's still happening, right? So
Yeah.
this is like this is that moment. It's like when one of the Yonko says like, yeah, let's like this is going to happen, and it's just gonna be that going forward, right? The big war and all that shit that's coming up after this.
Yeah.
that's happening.
Honestly, maybe Kaido does end up being like a part of that. Like his whole operation just stops because his crew turns against him and everything. But maybe he'll end up getting carted off by Big Mom, like at the very ends of his life, so he can keep fighting. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure that Kaido's gonna die.
Yeah, it's a pretty good chance it's gonna happen.
I think the reason I think Kaido's gonna die is just because of all of his things about wanting that. Well, I've said this last time I think as well, but he wanted like a crazy death and whatnot. But I think he might get like shafted and he'll die some like pathetic way or whatever, in his eyes, pathetic at least. And whatnot. Just to like you guys say that there's all those fucking red herrings in the series, you know? That's one of them, I think.
All right, there aren't that many though. I feel.
Now you say that. Okay.
I was gonna say before, but we were moving on. There really aren't that many. You know, it happens like once in the arc, but it's not that terrible.
Really?
You want him to die a great death. You want him to die a great death, and that's why you're saying that.
He doesn't know. I think that comment makes it up in the air whether he'll die at all or not. Because I mean, his dream, basically, what he says is, you know, death completes a person.
Yeah. Well, he doesn't want to die here.
He doesn't want to die to them.
But I think he will die to them. Is what I'm saying. Is because.
Yeah. No, that's a possibility.
That would be that unsatisfying death that he doesn't want. And I think that's gonna like.
Alternatively, he could just not be completed as a person and not die. He doesn't get the option. But I think that's less likely. But you know, it's still there, right? Could go either way.
Yeah. Law does the surgery on him, and now he's forced to live forever.
No.
Yeah, but I don't know. That's my take. I think he will die, and he won't be a part of any future arcs.
It's looking that way. I don't think he'd be a part of future arcs.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, no. If he lived, he would 100% be part of future arcs.
Yeah, you would think.
The thing is, if he and Big Mom live, they kind of are the future arcs.
Big Mom's staying. I don't care what Chalk says, bro. Big Mom's not going.
I mean, everyone thought that. Well, Chalk thought that Big Mom was gonna die at a Whole Cake, right? Like, a lot of people thought she was gonna die in her own arc, but like, One Piece isn't as standard as other series. I feel like Oda could easily make an organic enough series to have these actual world-defining people go off and define the world for the rest of the series too.
Well, I think after this arc, Big Mom's role as like a major antagonist is going to be done. I don't know what that means, but to me, I think after Wano is finished, she's not going to play the big bad ever again. She'll be around, I think.
So I think the fact that Big Mom's subordinates this arc didn't come onto Onigashima and basically get to do stuff.
Agreed.
That it shows that they're going to do something in a later arc.
Yeah, so I think the reason that, first of all, not even all of them came with her in the first place, right? But now even the ones that did are split off, and only Parasparrow's here to complete the whole Carrot arc or whatever in regards to that, presumably. And then I think it's likely that we've basically seen all of her subordinates. Like we know all of them well enough that they don't need like a crazy introduction at any future arc that she's a part of. I think that she's just gonna be part of Elbaf, and it'll be a quicker arc than usual because she's already had all that build up. Chalk said he thought that fucking Big Mom was gonna die to Blackbeard or something off screen or something like that.
Well, that's another thing, but I don't know. It's hard to imagine her being the big bad again, right?
She hasn't been yet. She's been an overarching big bad, but she hasn't actually been the big bad yet.
Really? That's just not true. I mean,
Luffy wasn't planning on taking her down that arc. They were just running.
That's
she
fine, but she's still the central antagonist of the arc. And she's the central antagonist of this arc, along with Kaido. So for her to get 3 arcs in a row of her being
She's
the
not
central
of this
antagonist,
arc. She
Really?
hasn't been yet.
She's a
really,
large
Big Mom and
secondary
Kaido
antagonist.
aren't the central antagonists of the
Kaido
arc.
is.
That's what you're saying.
Kaido is. I'm saying. Big Mom hasn't been.
It
Kaido
doesn't
is
have to
Big
be
Mom
just. It doesn't have to be just one person.
Big Mom's kind of been like on the sidelines so far. She's been like in the battles, but like she keeps like getting sent away or like being
Yeah,
portrayed
but
as a
Red,
joke and whatnot, which is
Who,
like what
who
you
are
should-
the 2 big bad people here?
just because they're the strongest here doesn't mean that they are the big bad of the arc. Is what I'm trying to get at. Kaido is the big bad.
It does
Big
mean
Mom-
that. It does.
No, it doesn't.
It does. They are the 2 big villains. They made an alliance. They are the 2
No,
top
they are the
villains.
biggest obstacles, but Kaido's been the central antagonist
Kaido
of
is the
Wano since
central antagonist of the arc.
Obviously, Kaido is a step above, but she's there too.
There's
with him.
too much going on. She's
Yeah,
there.
she's there, but
But there is
she's
okay.
a secondary
something-
antagonist.
something
She's
is
not
going
like
to
the
happen.
central figure.
Something is going to happen that is going to be the reason why she does not stay for this entire arc and fight the entire arc, or even like go down this arc or whatever.
Yeah, that's entirely.
I'm pretty sure.
that's
that
entirely
is-
possible. That's entirely
I,
possible.
it is what I'm trying to get at is she hasn't been a huge focus. She's been here and she's been getting moments occasionally, but she's not like a major focus of the arc. Is what I'm basically getting at, and that's obviously that's been Kaido, because Kaido is the one who is the main central antagonist of the arc. Big Mom has been in the past. She was relevant in Fishman Island. She was relevant in Zou. She was relevant in Whole Cake Island, and she's relevant now. But this isn't her arc. Neither was Whole Cake Island. Whole Cake Island wasn't her arc. Whole Cake Island was Sanji's arc and Judge's arc, and she was there as like the main like,
As the central antagonist.
the most imposing antagonist of
the
the arc.
central antagonist. Yeah.
She was
If you
the
consider
central antagonist of Whole Cake Island, but that doesn't mean it has to be the last
She
arc.
was an extremely, if you want to call her a central antagonist of the arc, she was an extremely what's the word for it? Like unusual. What's the word?
Unorthodox.
Unorthodox. Yeah, unorthodox antagonist at that in that arc. She was not.
How
she was
would
not
you define
treated.
a central
She was
antagonist?
not treated as any central antagonist had been before.
That
Is
does-
what I'm getting at. And she and
Well,
we
that's because she.
we going into the arc, we knew that we weren't going to finish her off there, and other people argued against that. Obviously,
No,
'cause
that's fine,
yeah.
but that doesn't mean she isn't like.
Well, how do you define the central antagonist? Because she is the literal center of all of the 100% of the conflict. That wasn't just between Sanji and his family. Like all of the external conflict was centered on Big Mom. She was the big planner. She was the mastermind. It was
Yeah.
her,
So
family,
she
her treasures.
so she obviously like caused everything to happen, and she was definitely the most imposing force there. But because it wasn't like her narratively, like the arc where she narratively goes down and everything, I don't think I can consider her the central antagonist. I don't think there
that
was
doesn't-
like a
that's
central.
just- That's just
I
not
don't know.
right.
It's semantics. This is semantics, by the way. This is my like this is what I consider a central antagonist. Obviously, this isn't like me stating this as fact or whatever.
Yeah, because
but
it's
the-
not.
Yeah, it isn't. It is in fact. Yeah,
Well,
this is how I perceive things in this series.
I just
where I
think, there's the flaw in defining her as the central antagonist by whether or not she is going down, like by her mortality, essentially,
Well,
as a character.
Yeah, she is an antagonist of that arc, and she is the most imposing person of that arc. But I don't think she. I don't know. That's just how I see it. And this
Who would be the
even less so. I mean, Katakuri, I guess more so, was like the central antagonist that Luffy had to focus on.
That's just
Um,
not. That's just not the answer, man. I mean,
But that was a setup arc. That was the biggest setup arc in the series.
and that's
That wasn't
that's
like a.
fine, but they don't have to die or be defeated in the arc to be the main antagonist, and that's the same
And she's
here.
still around though.
Well, for Wano, I wouldn't call Big Mom the main antagonist, just the secondary, because she really doesn't feature unless she's with Kaido for the most part. Otherwise, she's
Besides, like the one chapter of fight she got at, during the start of Onigashima. Besides that, like that's all she's really been getting. She's been getting like side moments and whatnot, and I think she's gonna have a huge moment when she gets to the top.
heavily sidelined in
Yeah.
the raid here. Like between just basically not caring about Kaido possibly being killed at the start to just getting tossed out. Not that she's been like undermined or anything, but it really has been centered on Kaido. Like if I had to
Yeah,
make an analogy,
of course,
call
it's
her
centered on
the
Kaido.
Katakuri of this arc, if anything.
The main point I'm making, she was not the Katakuri of this arc. That is not comparable because Katakuri was actually like the main conflict, like the main fight.
The arc isn't over.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so what I'm getting at though is that I think that Whole Cake Island was set up for future arcs. I think her like actual influence in this arc is also set up for a future arc, and I think that future arc where she goes down is the one that I would consider her the main central antagonist of. Whereas, like, for instance, like Punk Hazard, right? Doflamingo was like the reason for everything happening. Doflamingo showed up at the end and everything, but he's not the central antagonist of Punk Hazard. That was like Caesar, right? Even though like Punk Hazard was a setup arc for Dressrosa, just as Whole Cake Island is a setup arc for what I think is to be. I could be wrong. Everything I'm saying could be wrong. She could go down here, but I think that it's a setup arc for something future to come.
So yeah, I mean that's one good. I just Kaido is the main. Kaido is the main. Big Mom is central. Like I don't know. It is
What?
semantics. Kaido is the main antagonist because he's the driving force of the conflict in this arc.
Yes, he's the central antagonist.
Big Mom, no. He's the like main. Like there's some difference in that I don't remember from
What is
all
the
my
difference?
all my English classes, but the difference is he is the main, like the driving force of conflict. A central antagonist could be somebody like Queen or King or Big Mom. It's
Okay, hold on. Antagonist scale idea. Central. The antagonist that shows up the most, usually some kind of subordinate to the main antagonist. Oh.
I wouldn't call that Big Mom yet, but she would be on track for that if that's a definition we're going to use for it.
If that's a definition, she could actually.
See, that's what I consider secondary antagonist.
Yeah, because secondary, it says, appears the second most amount of times, or the second most influence over the plot, secondary antagonist.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's absolutely Big Mom. Second most influence? Yeah, definitely.
Oh, no. Okay. So I think in this context, it using central is like the overarching antagonist of the entire series versus the antagonist of the main plot of this arc. I think is what this scale is going by when it calls central antagonist the subordinate of the main antagonist, kind of like what Caesar was, I guess. Caesar was to fucking what's his name?
It sounds like there's not a conclusive definition, but that's just what I have learned in the past that so I think it's just semantics, but whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I just
in this context though, it's saying the main antagonist of a specific arc would be the central antagonist, and then the main antagonist you're referring to would be like, for instance, someone like Blackbeard or whatever, who is that's the overarching series, and central is just like that specific part because it's central to that arc. I think is what it's going by, and then secondary antagonist would be what Big Mom is.
Well,
I just put her as secondary just because it's Kaido's arc, but she is just as big as menacing, or as big and menacing.
Yeah, she just doesn't have any. She doesn't have many. Oh, holy shit! I've been blundering my words so much lately. She doesn't have as many like ties to this like location. She doesn't have.
Well, she doesn't.
As much,
but she's driven the plot in like a major way.
Yeah.
Right.
I see that.
Yeah, absolutely. Everything that's happening right now is basically because of Big Mom's alliance with Kaido. Like I doubt he was
Kaido, yeah, all that stuff. There's a lot. Like she's driving it in a huge way. That's why I say that. But anyway, we don't have to go on and on and on about this.
Yeah. Well, the chapter ended, so
yeah.
And it's still so fucking amazing. Like this chapter was so good to me. Just 100% great. Not a single bad moment.
Yeah, it was great. I agree.
It was great. Yeah, it was a terrible one to leave on a break because I really want to see the next chapter.
Yeah, I agree.
Fucking for real.
It's a good chapter when it's a good chapter when I like a Zoro moment. That's when it's a good chapter.
God damn it.
I'm complimenting it. I'm complimenting Zoro. Fuck you. Are you gonna say God damn it? Holy shit.
So much hate.
Okay.
No hate, I
Fucking
just
backhanded
I'm
compliment.
just fucking with you, man.
Hey, we still haven't talked about something that a lot of people have been talking about from this chapter, which is the dragon comment made by Yamato.
Well, his devil fruit's a dragon fruit.
No, but a lot of people are speculating that this comment is like actually more evidence towards Kaido is an actual dragon rather than having a dragon fruit.
Yeah, I think that theory has gotten
I think
some
it-
traction. I'm not sure whether I buy into it, but I think that there's been, her teeth, the fact that we still haven't gotten like a devil fruit reveal or whatever. But that would obviously
We
come.
haven't had a hybrid either.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's gotten more traction for sure. So we'll
I mean,
have
I
to
guess
see how it is.
I guess
it could
it's
be
possible.
I think
The only
it
reason
is.
I don't
think
think
it
I don't
is.
think it's the only reason I don't think it's true is because like fucking Momonosuke does the same thing with the flame clouds and everything. She just probably knows him because it's her literal father, and he has a
Yeah,
dragon
but
fruit that uses flame clouds. It's like
yeah, but why wouldn't it be more like Kaido is a dragon who can fly through the air, not just dragons plural. Like, you know what I mean? That's why part of the reason.
I guess
Because dragons are a race in One Piece too.
Yeah, I mean that's
Yeah.
something. There have been theories about
Yeah,
that
but
too.
how would Yamato know?
Yeah,
There are
exactly.
multiple dragons.
I mean, she would know about her dad, but like, there's also the question of
I
herself.
mean the history
There's
of
the
her
Wano,
question
yeah.
of like there's I mean like seriously the theory has gotten serious traction. Like I'm not gonna dismiss it. Like when people like the first chapter when Kaido was like, oh, there he is, he's a dragon, and it was like, oh, they didn't say he was a fruit, and that it's like at that point I'm not really gonna buy into it. But at the stage we're at now, it's like, yeah, I think that's like a legitimate question now for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a possibility. It really was always a possibility. It just seemed like the more likely was that he was going to have a fruit. But as for the question of why, she would know, I mean, her dad is a dragon as much as like Lucci is a leopard or
Yeah.
is a wolf. Like,
Yeah, it is that plural though.
But there's also like you got to remember that this is Wano. There have been dragons in Wano in the past. She's interested in the
Exactly.
history of Wano. No. But what I'm getting at is the plural. The plural is probably referencing something that she knows based on like that history. I wouldn't say it's like, oh, he's part of the race and among his race, blah blah. I mean, it's possible. Obviously, that's definitely a possibility. But
I mean, yeah, you can
I
say
don't know.
you can twist that in the
it's
same
just the whole
way.
Ryuma stuff.
Yeah, I mean, you can twist that and say the same thing. Like, obviously, the whatever Ryuma killed, could have just been the old user of the fruit. But the other thing is, like, we know Vegapunk has made dragon models, and then on top of that, like, we know that there was a dragon that terrorized Wano before, and then we know there's another one, and these comes from Yamato. So it's like
Well,
all that stuff. It's
wasn't-
like you can take that either way, but
No. I wasn't.
yeah.
I wasn't saying that Ryuma killed the old user of the fruit. I was.
Well,
I
that's
was just
what
saying
it would
that-
have had to been, right? If there aren't
No,
actually
no.
dragons.
No, I think there are dragons. I just don't think Kaido is one.
That's odd. That's odd.
yeah, like dragons are an established species in One Piece. That's a fact at this
If there
point.
are giants, there can be dragons. I just don't think Kaido's a dragon. Is all.
No, yeah,
It's
there are
just- it's just-
absolutely dragons.
That's just an odd choice to make. Cause why?
Why can dragons turn into humans?
Yeah, but like
same
why?
reason a fox can.
If dragons
Well, no,
exist,
a fox actually a Tanu or the what are they called?
Nine-tailed fox, but dragons have that
Yeah.
same.
Cute.
Dragons also have some folklore where they can turn into humans too. So
yeah,
it's like,
they
they?
do.
yeah, they do.
Dude,
maybe
I
they-
mean,
most magical
and,
fucking creatures in Japan can.
and
man.
that's the thing. It's like, why assume that Kaido alone is like a devil fruit user when we have all this other stuff? It's like, I mean, the more I talk about it, the more it seems like it's actually more likely to me.
What other stuff?
Always referred to as the strongest creature and not like whatever.
Not a
like
person.
It's odd, yeah.
Yeah,
Big Mom's like
guess.
that thing.
yeah. There's like a lot
Apparently,
of
there
little
was some
things.
contention about that, and she didn't actually say that thing. It was a translation liberty by Viz and translators, I guess.
So
Oh,
then,
okay.
I mean, yeah, even with that, even if you take out that bean, it's like there's a lot of other shit that's leading in that direction. So
Yep. I think it's possible. But I don't think it should be. I don't know.
One thing
I don't
also
think
is
it's
that
like
dragons are
The-
generally considered like the most powerful creatures ever in their cultures too.
The easiest path here, obviously, is to say that he's a devil fruit user, right? So that's what I usually go with. But I'm not gonna denounce that theory, like not even a little bit at this point, because there's a lot of little things that are adding up over a long period of time that make it very possible. So
Yeah, it's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely it is absolutely a possibility. And after Onimaru and his whole thing, I doubt there's a fucking third devil fruit that just lets you change shapeshift into things.
Yeah.
So clearly Wano has some kind of weird magical shit going on, but
Yeah, I
just
I
think
don't
it's
know.
more in line with this series for him to have a really good fruit, but it's more interesting if he is just a dragon.
I think it'd be weird if he just didn't have a fruit. Because if he
But
is a
then
dragon, then he just doesn't have a fruit.
I think it'd be kind of cool if he didn't.
That also answers the question of how he's the strongest living thing in the entire ocean as well, though, if he doesn't have a fruit and he's just a dragon.
Hmm.
Because his whole reputation was the strongest thing on
The land,
land,
sea, and
and the
air.
air.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, I read that quote more as he's stronger than anything that's born by the sea. So like he's stronger than all the sea kings. He's stronger than all the mermaids, all that kind of stuff.
But I don't think that means like underwater he would defeat them in a fight.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I don't think
it's
I don't
saying
think
that
it
he's
means that.
stronger. Yeah.
Yeah, it
He's
just
stronger
justifies
than-
it more, though.
I don't think so, but I don't know.
I think the theory has a lot of credibility at this point. I
agree.
slapped it down when it was first, because people were bringing that up as soon as his fruit, wasn't said, and that at that point there's like just not enough. But well, at the point we're at now, it feels like that's a distinct possibility. Yeah.
Yeah, it's possible.
I guess, yeah.
If Kaido's an actual dragon, would you say it's safe to say that Yamato is as well? I think if Kaido's an actual dragon, then Yamato has. Then yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that much makes sense. So one thing that I think is weird though is that why wouldn't we? So if he is an actual dragon, right? Then there's more than likely a dragon devil fruit out there somewhere, right? So why wouldn't that dragon devil fruit have some like reputation as large as him? If that makes sense.
It existing doesn't mean anyone's ever eaten it before.
Oh, I'm sure this. I guess unless it's on Raftel or some shit, but like or Laugh-Tale, whatever you want to call it.
It very well could be, but I mean that is that I feel like that's fair. Like the fruit existing doesn't mean that anyone's eaten it, or even that they've gotten that big. Like it could even fucking be Momonosuke's fruit. That could be the actual dragon fruit.
Well, no, it isn't because we know it was created by Vegapunk.
I mean, according to Caesar, but that could also be another red herring.
I don't think something like that
doesn't.
Be a red herring.
It doesn't feel like it. Yeah, it doesn't feel like that'd be the case. But that's a good point you bring up. If they're considering that like there's a fruit model that, but the thing about that fruit is like you can also take that and be like, Vegapunk. I don't know if I'd call it an obsession, but he had some kind of like interest in dragons. He created dragons like mechanical and non-mechanical. Like he did that, and then he tried to make a fruit that did it. Like, and the question I guess becomes whether that was based off of actual dragons or whether that was based off of an existing fruit, right? And it could be either one.
Well, you say that. I think that there are actual dragons in the One Piece universe. I just think that Kaido isn't one. But like I think that the fact that Momonosuke has a devil fruit, be it Smile or whatever you call it, or not, or modeled around a dragon, probably like implies that there probably is an actual dragon devil fruit. And I think that we would have heard about that.
Yeah, I don't know. Because when you think it, and this hasn't really been said, but like my headcanon surrounding the Smiles is that it's done using the basically the studies on DNA that Vegapunk and Judge were doing, and what I think what Vegapunk did there was like take the existing DNA of like, you know, a dragon and like try to work it into a fruit. And that's like kind of how the smiles work too, because you see how that works with the smiles where they're not like actually, it's not like they are able to just turn fully into the animal. They just have like these mutated animals attached to their body.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't know.
You say that you don't think it was said, but I'm pretty sure law actually specifies that making artificial fruits a large part was the whole lineage factor.
Yeah, no, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, that
So yeah, that sounds about right.
the lineage factor. It's like, you know, if they're just taking basically DNA from other species and animals and whatever, like then it would make sense that like, oh, you know, you can twist that and say, yeah, so they took the DNA of a dragon and basically worked that into Momo's fruit.
Yeah, but it wouldn't have to be a living dragon, I don't think. Like grapes from bones and whatnot probably work. Like similar to how they're making what are they called? The ores. Yeah, the ancient giants. Yeah. That they've managed to make those, even though all the ancient giants are gone and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true.
The so-called ancient giants are only like 500 years old. That's
yeah, but,
one generation.
I mean, I doubt unless Vegapunk is 500 years old.
No, I mean it's just kind of funny. Like they're ancient from human perspectives, but that's like somebody's grandfather.
Yeah.
For the actual giant.
Yeah, void century, yada yada.
I also would like to mention one other thing that I think supports the Kaido is a dragon theory. Is so when Luffy fights Kaido, he mentions that he's not strong enough to get through the scales. But then we also still have Luffy fighting Kaido in the human form, and he's still not doing damage to him. So it's like, it's not just the scales, it's more than that, unless he's technically also scaled while in the human form, and it's sort of like his human form is like partially like an illusion in a way, and he still has the scales while in the human form.
I think that's a good point. Yeah.
But then Luffy would have mentioned it in reference to his human body too, in some way.
Well, it doesn't. It's not.
No, he wouldn't have to make a distinction.
Yeah, he wouldn't. He wouldn't have to at that point.
He said he couldn't get through his scales. We saw that he didn't damage him in both dragon and human form, and that implies that the scale thing is. It could have just been like him using that as like a figure of speech regarding scales, because he is a dragon. But if he actually meant literally scales, then yeah.
I think that's a good point.
Yeah, I'd also be just fine with Kaido being able to just use, if he has a devil fruit, just use his powers as a human in some way.
Yeah, I agree. That would make sense.
Marco can, and Sengoku kind of does in a small way, I believe.
Yeah, but we didn't see Luffy punching scales. Like it wasn't like a partial transformation like Marco has been using. It's like it looked like he was a full human while that was happening.
Well, no, even when Marco isn't like partially transformed, like if he gets shot in his regular body, the flames heal it up and whatnot. I don't know.
Yeah, so his power still comes through as his regular body.
It's not like he has to turn into the animal first.
Yeah, and it could just be the same for Kaido, where his body is just permanently now in those scales, in a manner of speaking.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just don't see it until
there's a bunch of weird stuff going on. But I think that's a very good point, Adam. That's a very good point to bring up, actually.
I agree. I think the theory is a lot of
an island as a human right now.
Yeah, I think the theory has a lot of weight to it. I think it's very reasonable at this point. So we'll have to see what happens. But yeah, is there anything else that we wanted to say, because we're getting late here?
I just want to say that someone is going to pick up that sword eventually and use it. It's going to happen. I don't know who. I don't know when.
The big one?
The fat one, yeah.
That sword is big enough that Kaido, as his full dragon body, would be able to barely coil around the hilt of it.
Yeah.
So
that's he could actually use like the flame clouds or some shit to like lift it up and throw it at someone probably. I don't know. I think something's gonna happen. I don't think it's just gonna be a set piece. I think he's gonna use that set piece. I don't know how. I think it's gonna happen.
Word. Yeah. Might be.
But yeah, that's it.
yeah, that's it. That was a good one though. This is a great chapter. I enjoyed talking about it. All that good shit. So
so great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one of these discussions will go by where I don't have to defend Sanji, but we'll see.
Yeah, I doubt that.
You don't have to, if we're being real here.
That's that. That's that.
Anyway, yep, I'm gonna turn it off. So whoever was actually still here at the end, I hope you enjoyed. And goodbye.
Did you know only X% of people? Yeah.